So I hope you guys don't mind. I'm not in the class, but I'll just, listen in.
Okay.
Just to gain information. If that's cool with you.
Even if you play as a carnivore, it's good to listen in on the herbivores too, because then you know how they're supposed to be acting. So if you were a carnivore passing by, you shouldn't have to worry about a iguanodon chasing after you, stabbing you. That's a rule break. So it helps. Even if you're not going to play Iggy, at least you know the basics of, the profile of an Iggy.
If I have a change of heart, I might play it. If I have a change of heart, to say sometimes. I did not like that. I think something big is nearby.
All right. All right, we're going to do it again.
Hey, Nemo. Yeah, if you can just, you're getting some background noise up in here.
There's a TV going.
Oh, you're good. I'm just letting you know.
It was good to know that Iggy's weren't just face me down, trying to stab me in the throat. I've been going, so yeah, I'm kind of learning when you don't really.
So, we will not chase. I wanted you to pass by careless of us. Bulls will use themselves as meat shields.
That's actually kind of cool.
Mm-hmm. Does everybody know what the term meat shield means?
Basically, it's what it's
Meat shielding is whenever a larger herbivore will put itself, if you're a smaller herbivore, you will use a larger herbivore to basically shield you from what's trying to eat you or your danger.
Well, I guess the carnivore is a good example.
Yep. So Nemo, we're going to be doing a lot of broadcasting, staring at the carnivore, yelling at it, letting it know, hey, we see you.
Hair, just don't go for the juvie, Iggy. I'm recording.
No, we're not doing attacking. We're just doing the how we would react seeing one pass by.
Perfect.
All right. Hatchlings will stay in your nest until you guys reach the juvie stage, and babies will cling to their mothers for guidance and protection. The juvies will start to wander more freely, but never roam too far from the herd, and juvies tend to avoid the stallions and stick with the mares.
Oh, that's the name. Oh, there's a name for horse. Oh, that's actually kind of cool. That's a cool way to name them.
So we've got stallions, males. Females are the mares. The boys are the stallions. Then we've got colts, which are the baby boys, and the fillies, which are the little girls.
That's cool. You use horse names. That's actually so cool. I like that.
So the Iggies are, like a horse herd.
Yeah, they are very horse-like, actually.
Yep. So that's what these guys are.
That's really cool. That's a really cool thing. I like that.
I like it a lot.
It's an atomic. That's an atomic tick.
So a good way for us to show that we're agitated is by shaking.
I don't know how to do that.
Now, stallions
The-
don't partake in
Cool.
raising the babies, but he will protect the herd when the females are nesting.
So you go the claw icon, and then the spinning arrows.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
There you go.
The spinning arrows is the one you want to
So
click.
this is the irritating, like, oh, we're irritated.
It's like come any closer and we'll stab you, shank you.
Mm-hmm.
Like we're from England, bro. Come near us, we'll shank you. You literally have a living shank on the end of your head.
What?
Wait. Who's talking?
That's rude.
Oh. Okay.
She pushed me.
So
This is one of the few times males will tolerate each other in personal boundaries if they defend together. Males do not care about their personal space when it comes to other males. Lux asked that if anybody is not reading, to go ahead and mute yourself. Or unless you have if you have a question, then unmute yourself.
I actually do have a question. When is the Utah profile being dropped?
Oh, that I'm not sure. That's something that you'll have to ask Lux after the class is over. Because right now we're just doing Iggy's.
I would save questions
Okay.
to the Iggy.
Yeah,
profile for
related
now.
questions.
Yeah, just
please,
because
to
it's
the
an
Iggy's.
active class. No
They're
rudeness at all meant by
recording
that
too.
at
Yeah,
all.
no. But they're like they're recording so other people can watch it.
Okay, I'll shut up.
So, just so I know, which one is it? Because Lux made it sound like males don't really like to be around each other, but then Dino Nuggy said that they do.
Males do not care about their personal space when it comes to other males.
They don't. So, like, Lux and
No.
I can just, like, we could chill together, and then we hear danger, and we're like, oh, shit.
Lux, that's correct, right? Yes.
Okay, okay.
Yes.
I just wanted to make sure I knew which one was the right one.
Dino Nugget's the one that did the Iguanodon, so what Dino says overrides Lux.
Oh, okay.
What happened to the baby?
Make a call and it didn't work, and I ended up biting him instead. My bad. I am sorry.
You about killed him. Oh.
Did not mean to bite you.
Babies will play fight, but they don't actually will bite each other. There was, let me read what I had written down. So, whenever the babies play fight like that, let me see if I can find where it went. Well, us mares will go and we will groom them and check them for injuries after they've gotten in little scuffs like that. So like your baby that has the big wound on his face, you'd go over and check on him and groom him. Now, if they get too carried away, Where was that one at? Oh. Okay, here it is. If it gets out of hand, a mare will split the roughhousing colts up and keep going, and the mares will then groom them and check them for injuries. So if you mama feels like it's getting too crazy, you'll intervene. You guys are going to be going out of hatchling stage, and you're going to get into juvie stage. Now at the juvie stage, you guys are going to be exploring a lot more. You're going to start freely roaming. You're never going to get too far from the herd. The juvie stallions, juvies tend to avoid the stallions, and you guys will stick with the mares. And the little colt in the herd will watch the stallions as they wrestle. And in turn, you're going to mimic the behavior with the other young colts in your herd. If these get out of hand, the moms and the mares are going to split up the roughhousing colts, and the mares are going to then groom them and check them over for any injuries. Us mares are always going to be on watch for any type of danger. Alright, is everybody juvie? It'll be juvies. At juvie stages whenever they will start wrestling. Oh, when do, yes. I thought you meant like what age. So when do the stallions wrestle? The stallions will wrestle whenever the herds will stop. So we're going to start venturing out more. Whoop. Stallions will broadcast successfully and roughhouse at pit stop, ramming their sides into each other and stomping their feet.
Is that the adult stallions or the babies?
Adults. Stallion is an adult.
Yeah.
Yeah, colts are the little boys.
Do the stallions want to show an example of that?
I'm sure they're good. They're probably about to. So once juvies, the herd will start migrating. If I'm mistaken, foals will remain in the middle, and the females will flank, and stallions will be behind. Females will be in the front, and then the babies, and then you've got the males. So there is no leader in the Iguanodon herds. The females are the ones that just kind of just go where they want to go. So the two males in the back, they're broadcasting. Parents will assemble in social groups for brief times, and they do slow down, keeping any offspring in the center to assure they are safe and within sight. And stallions will broadcast successfully and roughhouse at pit stops. They will ram their sides into each other and stomp their feet. During the hottest day of summer, these iguanodons will seek out large bodies of water in which to cool off, bask in the sun, and wash their hides clean of any vermin feeding on dead skin and irritating wounds in the process of healing. Meanwhile, foals will chase each other, jump and splash along the shoreline. While fun, this is noisy and can attract carnivores. So the older mares will, with less patience, will put a stop to it. Males in the open, so X can get a better view. We're going to watch the males roughhouse. This is never deadly. You're not going to be roughhousing to the death.
Which males are going to be roughhousing?
It's going to be Painted Cherry and Lux.
I am currently still patrolling while this goes on.
This is a good view whenever y'all are ready.
Now, the little colts, the little boys of the herd, are going to be watching them, and they are going to, in turn, mimic what they see the big boys doing. We are shoving and running by each other. You can mock bite and tail slap. Do not attack during play roughhousing. So no use of the thumb. Fillies will just be socializing and staying close to their mamas. Dot. During the hottest hours, we're going to go down and play in the water, get cooled off. Shaking is a good show of agitation as well. Us mares are constantly going to be looking around, looking for danger. Sorry, we just asked everyone to mute themselves unless they had a question. Due to the fact that us being in the class, we are doing recording now and doing lives so people can watch and learn the profiles. So there's not a whole lot of miscommunication. So during the hottest days of summer, these Iggies will seek out large bodies of water in which to cool off. We will bask in the sun and wash our hides to clean any vermin feeding on our dead skin or irritated wounds in the process of healing. Meanwhile, the foals will chase each other, jump and splash along the shoreline. While fun, this is noisy and can attract carnivores, so the oldest mares don't always tolerate it. More sociable is going to be the mares. The stallions are not going to have much to do with their children. At least that's what I would assume from the profile, unless I'm... The mares should be the more sociable of the ones. So I'd say the mares would be the one that'd be playing with the kids on occasion. But an older mare is not going to tolerate it. Okay. So the girls are usually they're gonna be the ones that's showing where to go on the migrating part, and the guys are gonna stay behind. Okay. You're gonna increase the lighting. Females, make sure you guys do the look around emote. Keep your eyes open for any danger.
Just recording everybody walking up.
It's adorable. Look at all the babies.
It's gonna be a great video.
Anybody have any questions so far about the hatchling to juvie stage? You guys are going to be really playful, and you're really going to stay close to your mom. You're not going to have anything to do with the dads, and the dads aren't going to have anything to do with the youngsters. You're really playful with each other. Iguanodons also, I don't remember if I'd said this at the beginning or not, we do adopt. After, if and when we do come across an orphan baby, over a few hours, the adoptive mom will treat that baby as if it is her own bloodline. So they do get very attached. Little colts, you can see the two males out there broadcasting back and forth to each other. Doing typical male things. Does anybody have any questions about the bull wrestling? You do not use the thumb. You will do the tail smacks and you will shove. You'll shove each other. But no thumb. And these are, it's roughhousing. It is not, you're not going to be taking chunks of health from the other males. You will not attack each other. Do we have any little boy babies? Any juvies? If there are two male juvies, can you guys practice the male roughhousing so that we can see how the females react when the little boys start roughhousing? So you guys are going to watch the adult males as they wrestle, and in turn you're going to mimic. And these scuffles can sometimes get out of hand, requiring the intervention of a female to split up the roughhousing children. So before you moms are going to release the little troublemakers to carry on with playing, you're going to look them over, you're going to groom them and check them for injuries. Yes, if... Oh, there we go. There we got two little babies right there fighting. Remember, you're going to push up against each other. Meanwhile, the dad is proud. Nemo, the mom's getting a little irritated. She's showing that by shaking. Yep. Perfect. Perfect, guys. Perfect. And we can get irritated by the weather and distant carnivores. Now, once you guys have grown out of your juvie stage, the offspring may stay in their herd, or you may disperse. With colts, you guys might prefer to go off and search for a new herd containing unrelated fillies. Get you guys grown up a little bit, and then we're going to go over the courting, the mating part of the Iggies. Yes, it is. It is fun. It is interesting. On the reproduction part of the iguanodons. Oh, Eva had a question about adolescents still. Will addos still stay close to their mothers? Yes. Yes, they will. So when a mature mare is ready to be made to mate, she is going to broadcast, slowing her pace when a male starts to pursue her. And once a stallion, oh, clever, you and I will court. Okay. So you're going to be broadcasting, and you're going to Z-walk. The Z-walk will make your pace really slow, and it's going to entice the male into pursuing us. So once the stallion is caught on and begins to approach her, she's going to begin a small little game of what's called cat and mouse, where we're going to be females are going to be moving away from their males, from the males looking to mate. This game requires the male to catch up to the female multiple times, which is the game of cat and mouse. You got to run away and you got to come catch her. You run away, you got to come catch her. Whenever the male does catch up to the female, he's going to rub his body up against hers and nudge her with his beak. And a male's determination to keep up with a female is often enough to gain her affection and follow him to be able to mate.
Hey, Clever.
So we're going to show you guys the courting.
Right behind you, where you were, this little field right here is perfect. Because I have a hill, so I can look down on you guys.
And the courting does happen during the migration.
For the demonstrations, can y'all try not to walk in front? Yeah, sorry. Thank you.
Remember, a male's determination to keep up with the female is often enough to gain her affection and allow him to mate. Now, if more than one stallion is chasing the same mare, the opposing shaking against one another can be cuddling too. Remember, he'll touch the female with his beak, nudging her with his beak, rubbing his body against hers. There you go. Anybody have any questions about the courting?
Yes. For courting, is there a certain time they will court? Like, for example, some do after downpours or rain. Is there any certain time, or does it just depend on when the female's ready?
When it says when a mature mare will broadcast when she's ready to mate, Lux did say that it happens during migrating. So I would assume it's going to be at any point in time. Is that right, Lux? Just whenever the female's ready? Courting begins whenever a female is ready to mate during a migration. Okay, making sure. Now, if the same male takes interest of that female, if more than one stallion is chasing the same mare, the opposing stallion will commonly compete for the dominance through biting and tail slapping. These battles are not going to be life-threatening, but must be concluded quickly, since other males may take advantage of that and overtake them. If the brawl goes on for too long, females are going to grow bored of it, and we're going to either go find another male or we're going to go and socialize with the other females in the herd. Oh, Lux, if you want to pick you another male. Biting and tail smacking. They three call at each other, bite and tail slap one another. Diesel? I don't think he's in VC.
Is he on right now?
Nope. All right, Cherry. There's Cherry, so I'm gonna go ahead and unless that's so. Cherry asks, "Don't males gift females stuff too?" Is that going to be up to the player? Yeah, I was gonna say. I think you're thinking of Lambio. All right, Cherry, you're going to do a. Yep, you're gonna act like you want the same female. Bite and tail smack. No thumb. Just bite and tail smack. And you probably misclicked. I have my thumb attack on my first one on my mouse. Carrie's gonna switch her. She's gonna switch her controls real quick. That way she doesn't accidentally thumb Lux. Now, while Lux and Cherry are fighting, could an outside male come up to me since I'm over here and try to mate with me while you two are over there fighting and not paying attention? Does that give other males in the herd an opportunity to come in and possibly mate? All right. So let me let Diesel know. While they are over there fighting, I think Cherry crashed. So, if I grew tired of watching them two, I could just say, you know what? This is taking too long. I'm bored. So I'm going to come back over to my herd and either sit down and socialize with my girls or do the opposite, try to broadcast and find another male that could be interested. All right, so let me go over here. Can't get any better than real life, right? I'm gonna copy and paste something for Diesel since he's not in VC, so he can see this. So is painted okay, Cherry. We're gonna demonstrate while they are bullfighting. I'm gonna have you try to sneak in and mate with me while those two are being busy. So if you want to go over there next to X and just wait, and I'm gonna walk by here. Because while the other two males that were interested in the same female fight, other males of the herd can take that opportunity and sneak in and mate. Now remember, it's a cat and mouse game, so you have to kind of chase her.
I'm a blind cameraman.
This determines your determination. And you're gonna take your beak and touch the female and shake and rub up on her. So what happens when the males challenging see that? That is a really good question, Lux.
Suggestion?
Mm-hmm.
Once the challenging males are done fighting, the winner would have to fight the other one, the third member that came in. Just because I think, like, you know what I mean? Like, when is it gonna stop? Like, how far does this go?
The fighting?
No, the like for example, if they're fighting and then they see
So
that
they can continue to fight, or they can stop and chase the other male.
away. Okay, cool.
So wouldn't it be up to the female if a male gets a chance long enough? Now you got to remember too, there's going to be multiple females in the herd that they're going to be doing. So it's more of there's going to be plenty of females in the herd, hopefully, for the males to be able to breed with and the females to be able to pick. So you have 3 bulls fighting. So what's going to happen?
Would females prefer a slimmer male that follows the dimorphism?
Or maybe
profile?
more, or maybe one that's more beat up. Wolf said, "Fight to the death."
I was just noticing that because I see one of them is a very, very thick boy.
So if there are 2 males that are primarily going after each other, and one of the males can slip out of the fight. So at this point, my female would more than likely get bored of this, and she's going to go back and go socialize with her females. But keep that in mind too whenever you guys are interested in the same female. The females can get bored of the show and just I would assume that males will lose interest and chase another lady. Yep, that's what I was gonna say. Over here, and I'm gonna gossip because I got bored of the fighting. Selfish behavior. When it comes to other herbivores, Dino? No, not yet. Does anybody have any other questions about the females showing how they're ready to be bred? So can a male keep trying? Cherry said. I mean, it's coming from a female. It's showing that you're resilient, which is a good thing. A male can keep trying to pursue a female, as that is what ladies like.
Hey guys, try not to cluster in the acting class.
Oh, excuse me. Persistence is key to the heart. Now, as far as other herbivores, how we react with them, we really disregard the needs of other herbivores by ignoring them, and we are bullying them away from bushes if we can. Because of our selfish behavior, other herbivores tend to dislike us. With either they'll leave the area or they're going to try to push our herd out of their resources and out of their territory. If this happens, the two biggest and toughest males in the herd will approach the offenders or the offender, and they will deal with them accordingly. Oh, yeah. Alux Cherry said that she has her trike here if we wanted to demonstrate how we would react to a trike trying to, come over to our food resources. Yep, Cherry, that'll work. It's like right here, we've got all these bushes. Cherry, do you have a Giga? Dino wanted to know. Cherry said she does. And we'll go over how our reaction to carnivores more in depth since we're now grown. Did you guys want to do the reactions to the carnivores first, or the how we would react to other herbivores? Cherry has both. Okay, we're going to do the carnivore reaction. So I'm going to go over that one more time. So when we are full grown, we'll go in order. Okay. When we are full grown Iggies, we are not easily intimidated by carnivores. Instead of running, we will hold our ground. We are defensive, so that comes into play. We will rear up on our hind legs to make ourselves appear larger and more threatening. If that doesn't work, we're going to start broadcasting. We're going to start doing the angry bellows, and we will even do the mock stabbings. Also to be able to discourage the predators from attacking us. In the presence of large carnivores or mobs, we're gonna instead gain as much distance between themselves and that large carnivore or mob as we can. The only stop when escape is not we only stop when the escape is not possible. With offspring present, a mother's fear response is going to overrule by her maternal instincts, forcing her to stand her ground when the situation becomes dire. The mothers are known to call to and nudge fellow calves in an effort to coax them back onto their feet, but eventually the female drags herself away and leaves the carnivores to feed. So if we have a baby and it does get killed by a carnivore, we are going to get very sad by that, and we're going to nudge it and try to call to it. But eventually we are going to leave. And we're not going to stand there and keep the carnivores from being able to eat, but we are going to have a short little moment of grieving whenever one of our babies do die. So again, we are not easily intimidated by carnivores.
We'd be intimidated
if it is a large carnivore, we will instead try to gain as much distance between us and the hunters as possible. So we're gonna do a lot of rearing up on our hind legs to make ourselves look better or bigger, and we're gonna do a lot of loud broadcasts, a lot of the angry bellows, and a lot of the mocking stabs. So please be careful with your thumbing. Try to make sure you don't hit anybody.
Hey, Clever.
Yeah.
Oh my god. And our hit just spawned on top of the gigas. With the displays, the defense displays, are you gonna do that with 2 gigas, or would you run against 2 gigas?
We're going to be keeping our distance because we are such a large herd. So we're gonna keep our distance, and you're still gonna broadcast, but as you're doing it, you're gonna want to back up and make sure that you're keeping distance between you and that large carnivore. Now the two biggest bulls would be out there helping. Right there, it's going to be Diesel and Lux. We are defensive. We do not go in and help them. We stand our ground. Now, Lux, if you and Diesel was to come to us, are we then able to start attacking when they come to us? If you guys were to come to us, or would the males make sure that they kept their distance away from the females?
I think it would be keep distance. They're not gonna bring it to us.
You never know. They might be a cowardly male. That's one of those. You're gonna sacrifice yourself meat shield for the females.
Would the females be running to separate distance, or would they still be staying?
Only the. We only stop when escape is not possible. So Iguanodons will instead gain as much distance between themselves and their hunters that they can. They only stop when escape is not possible.
So the herd would probably be running then, right?
Mm-hmm. So after we would get our distance and the males would be going in, we can turn tail and run this way. So can the males defend each other? Yes, the males can defend each other. Alright, that's good to know. Alright, we're going to redo that. So after we hold our ground and we do a lot of the broadcasting, once we see a route to be able to go, we're going to book it. Now we are a herd, so make sure everybody stays together. Don't try to split and go every which way.
Lux, is there a lead female, not a dominant female, but a lead female, like an older matriarch that the herd will follow in instances like this?
There's no leaders in Iguanodons as far as I knew. Yeah, as far as I knew, we don't have a leader. I'm trying to find it again. Right here, without the guidance of a leader, constantly on the move to take advantage of. Yeah, no. We are a column-like herd without the guidance of a leader. So no. But it does say though that the females and the youngsters are in the front, and the males are going to be in the back of the herds. Said herds are mostly made up of adults. Yeah, it just says we are without the guidance of a leader.
Perfect. So is there a way we can, or possibly, you know, hey, all the females face the same direction and take off so they stay together? Or, because I mean, they're all going to probably take off and they're not really going to know which way to go. They're going to be like kind of spreading out until they finally group back together.
Run with the flow. Run with the flow.
Okay.
All right. Go too far. And you can come back and kind of see how the males would be working together to try to protect each other. Which, I mean, against 2 gigas. Oh, ouch. Oh. That looks like it hurts. So until a carnivore actively tries to get away or forecalls, I mean, you would hold your ground if you're a male and try to fight them off the best you could. Or until what just happened, a body went down. Diesel, I do not know. Diesel, sit down, you're gonna die! Oh my gosh! Oh, there we go. Okay, I was about to say. Ooh. Holy moly. Ooh. Those gigas about got 2 Iggies down. Oh, Ruth crashed. Diesel is now scarred up. That's for sure. Lux, or not Lux, my bad. Ruth, do you need an invite back to the herd? Yep. Alright, let me get Lux added. Well. Did I get it? Oh, there's Lux. Okay. There. Alright. Now, if it was some medium, like mid-tier carnivores coming into the herd while we have babies in the middle, of course, the same thing. Moms would stand their ground and be defensive. As the carnivore goes in, we're going to be trying to hit them without hitting us or the babies. A successful defense. Now, what I was talking about with like the mid tiers, if we did have a whole bunch of babies, would we do the formation where all the babies are going to be in the middle and the moms will kind of circle the babies and keep them inside that said circle? Others would form around their offspring. Okay. So at that point, would we just put all the babies in the middle? Like all of them from the whole herd? Okay. So all the babies would go in the middle, and then we would make a circle around them. males included? The little boys? Or would the, do you mean like the adult males? The stallions. Oh. Males will be in the front of the females, but will ultimately be defensive. Okay. So the females will they'll make their little defense circle, stand their ground while the males are outside. So here we go. This is how we would react to other herbivores. So we disregard the needs for other herbivores, ignoring them and bullying them away from bushes if they can. Because of their selfish behavior, other herbivores tend to dislike the presence of iguanodons and will either leave the area or they will push the herd out to preserve the resources in their territory. If this happens, the two biggest and toughest males in the herd will approach the offender and deal with them accordingly. Now, with being so many of us, would the trike in turn act aggressive towards us if it was a single trike? Or would that single trike be like, oh, that's way too many Iggies, it's not worth it, I'm going to move on? Because at some point, there's going to be that trike player that's like, you know what, I don't give a dang, this is my bush, I will kill you. So a solo trike would be like, oh, F that, that's a lot of spikes. So we are very selfish when it comes to the other herbivores. Now, if Cherry wants to come back and stand her ground so that we can see what would happen if she would stand her ground, like if there was more than just her, or if she would stand her ground and not listen to us being aggressive towards her, what the two males of the group would do. Okay, so she's getting aggressive. She's calling one of the females away from the bush. Lux asked, would they attack? It does say in there that the two toughest males in the herd will approach the offender and deal with them accordingly. So after a few multiple 3 calls, if they don't listen, you would be able to go in there and...
Good. This is a good point right here, Lux, of one of the things that need to be addressed. Sharpened horn. Are we allowing this during the, like, Herbie on Herbie disputes and trike on trike?
Oh yeah, yeah, that's true.
Just did sharpen horn. I thought so. I was like,
one smack from that, no, that's gonna hurt. And see if she wasn't alone. If she had more than just her, and let's say 3 trikes versus this herd. Yes, it's allowed because we aren't a trike.
Perfect. Okay.
Okay. Now, is this to the death? No. So you should not be killing over resources, food resources. If the Iguanodons lose a challenge, they will leave the area. Alright, we're gonna increase the lighting. You stop whenever, just make sure you don't die. So Lux did the exclamation, which is the exclamation call, and is actively walking away. You should not still be going after someone when they do the exclamation and actively trying to get away. That means that trike shouldn't still be charging, trying to horn Lux. And be wary because predators are lurking. They're going to hear this dispute. They're going to see it. And they're going to take advantage of it. Anybody have any questions about the herbivore reactions? The sentries. Do we allow the sentries to kind of be around us at all, like the Camptos and the Struthies? The little alarm systems and the debuggers. You can allow them around, but at the end of the day, you don't care for them. So if you get annoyed at them, you can throw in a 3 call, be like, "Get out of here." You can shake. Okay. Or if you got a lot of bugs, you could sit down. And let them come and pick the dead bugs off of you. I think that pretty much wraps it up for most of the Iggy profile. Does anybody have any questions?
Let me get a broadcast before everybody goes.
All right. 1, 2, 3. You can keep going.